Hello friends, welcome. I'm Amy, and I am a warrior empath. Thank you for joining me and checking out my channel, Warrior Empaths, Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. And before we get started, please just take a moment to like, subscribe, hit the little bell so you'll get notifications. And please join us, Warrior Empaths, Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. Join my Facebook page, and again, that is under Warrior Empaths, Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. We'll have great discussion going on there. And we are also forming a support group, or several support groups, for those of us who have been through narcissistic relationships, and for especially those of us who are right now currently healing and may have just gotten out of an abusive relationship with a narcissist. Or maybe you are still in that relationship. Please join us, because the support matters. You may be like many of us who have no one to talk to because the narcissist has painted you in a certain light, or that they think that the narcissist is just too nice to have ever done anything so dastardly. So we're talking about the discard today. We all know that the narcissist goes through cycles. First, we have the idealize and the love bombing phase. Then we go to devaluation, and where the demeaning, you start to see what this person is really about. And then comes the discard, where they throw you out like a piece of trash, with no explanation whatsoever. And then there is the Hoover. Today we're going to discuss the discard. You wonder why narcissists are able to discard and treat people so dastardly, so abusively, how cruelly and cold-hearted. It's because they do not see us as humans. They see no one else but themselves as humans. And no one's feelings ever matter other than theirs. They are superior to us, or so they think. And that's why, with that fragile ego trying to keep themselves feeling superior all the time, that they have to discard. They discard for various reasons. One can be that you've finally you've noticed that things aren't adding up, that they're not doing things like they usually do. You see the cruelness more and more, and they're missing more and more. You find them busy on their on their phone, but keeping that phone very private and secretive. You see them, just not responding to a text or a phone call, and they may not respond for another week or so, whatever their time frame is. The narcissist I was involved with, he had about a month cycle of ghosting. And I went through the cycle 4 times. The 4th one was the final discard. And you feel, being in a relationship with these types of people, it makes you feel like you're an object, and that is how they see you. I have pictured myself through all this as being a wash machine. You get all loved up and idealized, and then they devalue you, and then suddenly you're going through the discard phase, the spin cycle, the spin with the lies, the deceit, the confusion you have. You have no idea what they are doing or why they're doing anything. Now, you'll never have closure, even with a discard from a narcissist. They want to avoid those things. And so they will never tell you that it is over. They'll never wish you well, with your life and move on. That is not in them. Now, when we did the ghosting video, we discussed how with the devaluation process, at that point, they are most likely training the new supply. And with that, it becomes, they start telling lies about you to the new supply. And they may say things to people that you know or whatever, dropping little hints like, gee, I don't know what's going on here. The person that I thought was the love of my life is now so different. They don't want to listen to me. And they just seem angry or crazy for some reason. They start with gaslighting. And you're not aware of this at this time. But once they have that new supply completely, fully ready, where they will be able to just discard you, that is where they start having their fun. And I mean that very sarcastically. These people, these narcissists, when they start to devalue you, when you no longer have served the purpose, and they think that there's someone who can build up their ego more, stroke their ego, fawn over them, give them all the supply that they need. and you no longer do it for them. Sometimes it's boredom, or sometimes, you've started to catch on. And you're confused, but you still have been talking yourself out of this. You see the signs, you see the red flags, and you still try to wipe it away from your mind. Because, first off, it's very unbelievable that anyone would try and actually do what they are doing to anyone. Who would ever in their right mind treat a person so cruelly and just like dirt and filth? Mine did he didn't push the buttons and push me into an argument that time. He just up, gone, discarded. And when I would run into him, first off, he wasn't taking my calls, my texts. And when I ran into him in the community, or one time I did stop at his place, and, won't answer the door. You're around each other with other people, and they just look right straight through you like you don't exist. You do not have a body. You don't have a mind or a soul to them. You do not exist. You are an object. And like I said, with the cycle, they're feeling you out during the cycle. And when you get to that discard, that is not really a discard. They may at that time think that they can, and think it may be worthy to try to repair you. And I mean that. Repair you. Me. Not them. They want to get that functioning back where you just give them so much supply, so much unconditional love, fawning, praise, and you follow everything they want you to do. But you start catching on as time goes by. And of course, once they get to the point where they know you have nothing left to give them, and that you're tired, confused, they just decide to move on. And like me, never got an answer except, I have my reasons. Have any of you heard that? Whenever I would ask him any questions about why he was first ignoring me, treating me like I don't exist, he would say, I have my reasons. He would tell other people who would question him about it that he had his reasons. He won't tell us what they are, won't tell anybody what they are. But at this time, they have figured out that you have nothing left to give them. And I'm sure being empaths, we all saw it, we all felt it. But we just were so confused. We were confused by the cognitive dissonance that was created in the relationship. And that started happening during the devaluation process. And that is seeing two opposing ideas that don't come together. They were this way, they were loving, supportive, and you really believed that they loved you. Now during the devaluation process, you're questioning that. You're also questioning, are you good enough? Because they trained you. They trained very well, especially with the devaluation. That is all to try and put you in your place so you know that they are the important one, that you need to do what they want you to do. That love is no longer unconditional. But you have to provide them unconditional love. But not them. That's because they have to feel superior. And actually, when a narcissist gets into a relationship, they don't plan on it lasting, because it never has. Most narcissists have, as far as romantic relationships, they can have hundreds. Some were just minor little manipulation and toy things. Others were primary supplies and grade A supply. But no one lasts with them. And when you see this discard, they are now trotting out their new supply for you to see. They want you to see it. They want to humiliate you with this new supply. They want you to be begging that they take you back. And they're pushing all those buttons to make you feel less than. I mean, the new supply can be but ugly and stupid and way below who you are and your grade A supply. And that somehow even makes it worse, because it's not making sense again. But these narcissists are now in hog heaven. They're getting good supply from the new supply, and they're watching to see if you're crumbling, to see how much this would hurt you. And yes, it does hurt. Most of us during this phase, we question everything we ever thought about ourselves, about the relationship. We start ruminating about it. What could we have done better? How could we have served the master better? And they will do everything to to put you in your place. They will take special days like birthdays and with the one I was with, 2 years in a row, we were part of a group that went to casinos. And each of those days on my birthday, those last 2 birthdays, well, the last birthday with him and then the birthday while I was discarded, it had to have been ruined. The last one, when I was with him, he started a fight and saying that I wasn't going when I said I was, and so I was a minute late for the bus. He got on the bus and told him immediately to go, that there was no one else coming. He did not wait for me. He did not tell them that there could be someone else. During the smear campaign, I was told up and down that no way was he coming or the new supply. Well, just as we're ready to get onto the bus, who's there but the new supply?